Ian, really, thank you so much for being on the line for this. And the movie opens up with you being a little hot-headed at the table there.
He's just showing his step count. 31,000 steps, dude.
Just did 12 miles just now. Just got home. Fuck.
Wow.
Wow.
So I'm hot-headedable. What the fuck you want now?
The beginning of the movie, we see you losing your temper at the table of production. We don't really know why it is. And then as we watch the movie, we see, oh, this is a guy that cares. This is a guy that's hands-on with all of the work he does. In other words, we're learning that Ian is this smart, relaxed, caring guy. And I don't think any of us really knew that was the case before. So my question...
Don't fuck things up for me then and tell everybody.
Well, my question to you, Ian, is do you ever have any worries about like opening yourself up and letting everyone see like the sweet, pleasant side of yourself?
That would be a no. No,
right.
No, I mean, we're all brothers and sisters, right? Under the stars, we're all one family. You caught me off guard with that one. I didn't think somebody would see that. I have no answer. I just I didn't. What did I do that made you see that? I'm interested because I've never heard that before about me. I always hear other things.
The part that you're carrying, that part?
Yeah.
Or the sensitive side?
Yeah, the smart, sensitive, caring. I'm not used to hearing nice things like that. Thank you. What happened in the movie that you would say that?
Well, as a person who loves wrestling but also loves punk rock, you kind of check all the boxes. So reading over the years things about Vampiro, you realize like, oh, okay, maybe the guy had problems with this person or this person. But then here's a movie that you actually see you being a hands-on parent, a person who's giving direction to other wrestlers and actually managing everything, that's juggling multiple jobs at the same time, that's traveling and making all of his dates and commitments, and is also emotional and shows that he cares about things and tells people he cares about things. That's why I'm basing those kind of things on. That's
very kind of you. Thank you. I didn't expect that. And I don't know. I was raised that way. I don't believe in the image that I created. You know, there's a certain somebody right now who not only stole everything that I've done in my career to make him, yeah, you know who it is, Michael. And he even wrote about me in his book. Maybe this movie and that statement you just said will let the fans really know what's up. If you read between the lines.
Is that person also in a band besides being a wrestler?
He's big and fat on mainstream television, and he sucks dick and kisses ass all over the world.
Okay. I can telepathically get what you're saying right here. So
I don't know. There's a few out there.
Well, a question I have.
Michael, just turn the camera on, brother. The drama follows me. What do you want me to do? This and fucking Darren is getting me. I didn't want to have a bad interview and talk bad about people. Way to go, Darren.
Well, hey, I'm a fan, and that has to be very apparent with all this. So one thing I'm confused about is it looks like there's a lot of stuff that you filmed in there from when your daughter's maybe 5 years old, and then there's a lot of stuff when she's like an older teenager. So was it filmed in like two different sections of time and there was a break between it? Or is there original documentary filmed first?
She just ate really well and grew quick, like over the summer. No?
I think the big thing is that Ian's has had the camera following him around for 30 plus years, right? So I think part of our process is the archival. We filmed all the new stuff. I've known Ian for on and off for 18 years. I lived in Mexico City. So I think when we start going down the rabbit hole to find all the archival stuff, you find neat stuff. And I had a friend who contacted me that had filmed some stuff, had done something before with Ian, but he never used it. And he's like, I've got this footage. Are you interested in using it? And we're like, look at it like, oh my God, this is incredible because it actually ties in. He said it didn't fit for what he needed it for.
Yeah.
But he's like, I know what your story's about, and I think that it could help. Took a look at it and was like, oh, this is incredible. It's perfect. It was so we could sort of like kind of tie it all together, you know, and kind of do you know, the editing kind of jumping back and forth in time, right? Until bringing us back up to the, you know, to the present state. So it was very handy to jump back and forth with that.
And it's a true North American movie. Mexico, Canada, and the US. Was that one of the challenges that you had to move all that gear in and out of 3 countries and deal with 3 sets of filming and 3 possible forms of releases?
No, it wasn't too bad. I mean, we're a very nimble crew in terms of the whole film. It was just basically 2 of us filming. It was just 2 of us, myself, the producer, and he's also the cinematographer. We had a great camera, so we could be able to move on the fly and drop into various places and pivot much easier than a bigger production. And that part was good. And releases and all that sort of stuff, it was, we had to jump through some hoops, but everybody was very, very helpful. AAA was like opened up, you know, the doors, and of course Ian helped bring that door open, but they let us in there and they said, you guys can run the gamut on filming. Go ahead and film everything. Just don't film the guys with their masks off, but go ahead. And they they pulled back the curtains. One of the few times they let a production in to film like that in Mexico. So we were pretty honored to be allowed behind the scenes there. And MGM and El Rey and all that for Reach Underground were really helpful as well. And same thing. So it was really cool.
It's really cool to see the backstage element, which we see at the beginning of the movie, and we see again when that scene appears later as part of Triple Mania, where we see Ian go from the desk to the stairs to go straight right there. I'm amazed, Ian, that you gave that kind of access, that you let people film you while you're managing the show.
Why would you be surprised?
Okay, if somebody's doing something that's really intensive, where you're juggling like 20 tests at the same time and texting your daughter at the same exact time, I wouldn't want anybody watching me that close. And you just don't care. You're just very easy, surprisingly, under pressure like that.
What did you just say? I don't what?
Care?
Exactly.
Okay.
Because here's why. I was a fan. And as a fan of rock and roll, punk rock, wrestling, hockey, whatever it is you want to talk about, I get it. And if I got to see a little bit of behind the scenes, that's what I would take home instead of the whole show. That little moment, that's what meant something to me. So when I knew what Michael was doing, which was basically let me be me, and I trust Michael, you know, with my life, and he was right beside me. So I figured this is for my daughter and stuff like that. But Michael and I discussed and talked about it, and I was like, fuck it, you know, if we're gonna do a documentary, I'm done with wrestling anyways. And I'm not really in wrestling business anymore to make friends, right? So I thought that there's so many things going wrong with wrestling in the world. You know, there's so many comments online and everybody thinks they know everything. And there's so many new guys that haven't been taught correctly. This is a 1,000,001 things. So I thought, well, why add to that? Why not just show people what this isn't, you know, it's not that easy. It's not that hard, but fuck, you know, I'm tired of getting criticized and attacked and written about and all these things. I can never defend myself. So I thought, you know, everybody says I'm full of shit or I tell a lot of stories. And I'm like, all right, motherfuckers, come and see what I do. And what you saw in that movie at Triple Mania, that's Michael. He's got about 4 years of shooting a fucking movie. There's every single second of the day is like that. That Triple Mania, I was having a break. I was like, oh, I get to sit down. You know what I mean? It was the easiest thing on the planet for me to do, and nobody understands that. But I've been doing it for this is my 39th year.
Yeah.
You know, when I get all these, you know, when there's criticism and attacks and, you know, and the little wrestling community is elitist and all that kind of stuff, I'm like, the fans, people like yourself, look at how much you appreciated that. You know how much that means to me? You know how much that means to Michael? So there's a lot of people like you that see those little things that you're never going to see again. And it's because of people like you, I was able to have a career. So why not give you what you deserve to see?
Well, thank you. And you showed me at the beginning of this that 31,000 steps already in the day. We see you in the movie struggling with walking. So your health is turning around. You're doing a lot better these days.
Yeah, I've lost 130 pounds. You know, I'm kicking Alzheimer's ass.
Yeah.
It looks like a blonde, fat wrestler in another what? Wait, no, wait a second. I'm kicking Alzheimer's ass because I'm putting in the time. I'm doing the work, you know?
Yeah.
Strict vegan. I support the medicinal marijuana community. I meditate at least 6 hours a day. I'm doing special, deep ritual magic. And I say that because it is what it is. And I'm at a certain frequency, you know, from the time I lay down at night to the time I wake up in the morning. I have a special head device and my vibrations are really high. So I'm beating these mental health issues with natural ancient medicine that people laugh at. And if you see the movie and you look at me now and you're going to tell me that it doesn't work, well, then go read a book that somebody wrote about me and believe that. You know what I mean?
Well, I have to say, and I'm sorry to keep this away from you, Michael, because again, I love this movie. The interview that I saw Ian do with Chris Van Vliet 6 months ago, 9 months ago, you're watching a person that's struggling. And I was telling my wife when I was preparing for this interview, I don't know, is he going to know what I'm saying? Is he going to keep up with me? Ian's quicker than I am right now.
Stupid.
Yes, that's exactly what I'm hinting and implying at. I want a guy that does Krav Maga to know that I think that he's stupid because, you know, that's the person you mess with.
I really think that Michael is a big part of the steps taken to save my life because of Michael's movie. The people involved that are in the community that I'm into now that are making me better thought the great second part to this would be to recover my health and then recover my career. Right now we're enjoying the success of this movie and recovering my health. So that would be what's next. But when I saw that movie, and I tell Michael this and he knows, I was days, hours away from dying. I'm 100% sure. When I saw that movie, I was angry and I couldn't, you know, because I'm like, I'm not that guy on the screen. I'm a different guy. And I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to die like that. And it motivated me I've never quit in my life, you know, and I didn't know how sick I was, even though I was diagnosed, but I was really hurting. And I saw that on the screen. And I was like, man, I used to be like this teen idol kind of guy. And now I'm that fucker. It didn't compute with me. So if I'm a fighter, then fight, motherfucker. You know what I mean? And well, I'm winning that fight.
And I really dig that the movie, not spoiling anything here, but the closing credits shows you playing punk rock. We know that you're this punk rock guy, but we didn't always see you actually playing guitar. Now, I heard a rumor that you were supposed to join the Misfits as a second guitar player. Is that just folklore, or is that something that almost happened? It
wasn't to join the Misfits. It was to, I'm sorry, this is really strong stuff, dude. But my knee is like the size of a basketball right now from walking these miles. Fuck. I was going to play live with the Misfits and then go into the ring. And I didn't, because I said, why come out to the music? I said, look at the way they look and their theatrics and the stage, and they really mean something in the underground. And so do I. So it would make really cool sense if we played together instead of me just posing, pretending to be a musician. I said, I probably played better than the guys in the band. And I said, I'm guaranteeing you the fans will go crazy if I put down that guitar or I smash it like The Who or something. and I go into the ring and we destroy punk rock, slam dance.
Right.
They were like, yeah. And then, well, Jerry only got on the phone and changed that. And Jerry only got his head stuck through the cage by Steve Williams because he wouldn't follow the plan. But yeah, that's all. And, you know, we're great friends. I talk to Michael Graves all the time. I talk to Doyle every now and then. Jerry and myself have mended fences, so to speak. And Dr. Chud, the drummer, he's a brother. There's no problem there at all. Not at all. I'm a major fan. And, you know, I was blessed to be with the Misfits. Are you kidding me? Come on.
Of course, yeah. There's Misfit stuff all over the walls. And back of me, there's also 8 cases of Liquid Death. I see you're drinking the bubbly kind, not the regular non-bubbly kind. But question for Michael here.
Mm-hmm.
Are you a punk rock guy and a wrestling guy? Or did you just meet Ian and said, this is a guy to do a film with?
I think, I'm more metal, and no boy bands.
More boy band guy.
Yeah, exactly.
You did give me the Slayer horns. But.
Yeah, but definitely metal is what my sort of my favorite music is.
Sure.
But wrestling, I grew up. I was like since I was 5 years old. I love wrestling. I love horror films. We have a company called Raven Banner. We produce horror films. You know, we release 2 a month. But before that, I moved to Mexico City. When I was there, I was writing for Super Luchas, and because I love Lucha Libre so much, I started being a reporter down there. And I had heard about this story I heard about Vampiro and all that, and I wanted to meet him, and that's where we first connected. But we do have a lot of similar, obviously, interests and things like that, and there was a connection. And then, you know, 18 years later, we bump into each other in the airport, and it's sort of like, what are you up to? What's going on? And I'm finding out that he's commuting. He's literally commuting from Thunder Bay to Mexico City to Los Angeles, and he's going to be back on Sunday night to take his daughter to school in the morning. And I'm like, this blows my mind, right? And that became the seed for the story. And the lengths that we do as parents to take care of our kids. And ultimately, it's a story of family. And, you know, that's the greatest bond. And I'm not necessarily family like your blood family, but just your circle, right? During these times, right now, it's like everybody turns to your circle of support, right? So, yeah.
Is there a lot of great footage of Ian on the cutting room floor that could find its way eventually onto a Blu-ray or something like that?
It has already. We have about an hour of extras on there. Insight from, you know, Chavo Guerrero and Kevin Cross and Lucha Underground guys. And,
is the paranormal in there?
The paranormal segment is in there. There was this really cool thing that during when they were filming Lucha Underground, they had heard there was a ghost in the building. And so they were like, because they knew Ian was a paranormal guy.
Yeah.
So they picked up their cameras and it was like in the middle of the night before filming, and they go down and they followed him down into the basement of Lucha Underground in this building, and they're like looking for a ghost. And so we filmed behind the scenes of all that, and it was a neat little. It didn't make the movie, but it's a cool extra, that's for sure.
Definitely stuff for me to look into. So, being mindful of your time here, 2 quick questions, and then you are free of me. And the first one is, as a result of being all cooped up for the past couple of months, any TV or film recommendations you could pass along to people besides your film?
That. I'll pass that all day. During this lockdown, I've gone to school. I just finished a psychology course. I'm getting my master's in that. I'm doing a business course and studying music. So I've been studying, and I'm doing pre-production for a travel show that I'm doing after Christmas. So I've been writing that. I didn't really watch a lot of TV.
Wow. It sounds like I'm going to have a lot of new stuff to watch from you in the future. And yourself, Michael, any recommendations?
I mean, probably the easiest thing to do is to check out my company, Raven Banner, on Twitter. Like we've got so many movies that we're releasing every month in production and stuff. Turbo Kid is a film that you know is a film that I'm very proud of. The Autopsy of Jane Doe, Tigers Not Afraid. There's a lot of cool films, lots of cool genre, you know, in that sort of that Comic-Con type of a world, you know, that's there. So check us out on Twitter, Raven Banner, and there's lots of cool recommendations for that.
You just managed to answer both questions at once. So thank you guys so much, both of you, for your time here. If you're ever in New York for anything, you know where to get me. Thank you so much.
Awesome.
I go to New York all the time, man. I'm in the New York. That's where I started, in the Guardian Angels in New York City.
Curtis Lewa and all that, who's in the film. Exactly. Well, you come out here, dinner's on me. Whatever you want, it's on me. Thank you guys so much.
Awesome, man.
That
Thank you.
fucking Pac-Man behind you.
Paltrocast.